A brand new video. Today we're doing NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Saturday, May 20th. Before I get started, there is a link in the description below. You guys can sign up for PrizePicks there. 100% deposit match, Discord link in the description, main server completely free. We do also have the Patreon link in there as well, where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. I got two plays here today for the Saturday, May 20th, game 3 between the Lakers and the Nuggets. This has a 5.5 or 6 point. Lakers are 6-point home favorites here in this matchup. Back at home, Lakers down 2-0. I expect big games from AD and LeBron tonight. But yeah, let's get into it, you guys. I'm giving two player props here. Again, I'm not a gambling expert, and this is not financial advice. These are simply just plays I'm personally looking at making, hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to then make your own player prop decisions. Again, no one's pressing submit on those parlays other than yourselves. But let's get right into it, you guys. Two plays. We're coming off a 2-0 night yesterday, Boston versus Miami. We hit on both Bam Adebayo Fantasy and the Derek White PR. But let's get into it. Two plays. So the first one is going to be AD 54 Fantasy. I'm going over here. I have to go back to this one. This has been a wagon for me personally all playoff long, really, and or all when AD gets a good matchup, or just in general if LeBron doesn't play. But AD fantasy score game log in the playoffs has been very, very consistent, and we've seen this line be at 55.5, 56.5. It was even up to 58.5. At some points in those previous games against Memphis and Golden State. Again, like this was up to 58.5. So we get a discount here, in my opinion, at 54 flat back at home for AD. He should play 40 plus minutes tonight in a matchup that the Lakers obviously want to win. But let's take a look at a few things. So AD's fantasy score game log this season, including the playoffs, right? But let's just actually short this down to in playoffs. In playoffs, this fantasy score game log for AD, we can see the hit rate for AD is extremely high. I mean, he had 51.8. Sorry, he had 51.8 in that game 2 against Denver, but he shot 4 for 15 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3. Obviously, he's not going to take a ton of 3-pointers, but still finished with 5 stocks, 4 assists, 14 rebounds, and 18 points. He got to the free throw line 11 times, but shot 4 for 15 from the field. I mean, if AD makes 2 more field goals in that game, that's a clear over as well on this 54 fantasy, what it is now. Had 71.5 in that game 1, 57.5 in that game 6 against Golden State here, and in the playoffs now has hit the over on this in 6 games in the playoffs this season. And if he plays 40 plus minutes, let's just see, 40 plus minutes. I think he said this in every game he's played 40 plus minutes except for one. I could be wrong here. Yeah, 51.8 was that miss against Denver, but has had 71.5 and 76 when he plays 40 plus minutes here. 42.2 against Memphis, which he didn't play well at all. Only took 13 field goal attempts. But we take a look at AD's kind of matchup against Denver this season, including playoffs for AD. 51.8, 71.5, 48, and 61.3. So he has hit the over on this now 2 times, 1 time. I mean, this is just so close to being 52 was what this 53 was what this line was at. We get a 1-point bump from what his line was at in game 2. Anthony Davis has played well against Denver. We know Denver can't really stop interior offense. You can see here Denver on the season allowed the 9th most points in the paint in the NBA at 52.5. We look at Anthony Davis over his last 6 games at home. He's averaging 52.5 points, fantasy points per 36 minutes, 1.5 fantasy points per minute at home. Again, if this is a close game, I see AD at bare minimum the floor for AD tonight. He's playing 36, 37 plus minutes tonight. So if he can play, 37 to 40 minutes tonight with a 1.5 fantasy points per minute is what his average has been at home. I like AD's odds tonight. I have to go right back to him here. I know he sold us. I know he sold a bunch of people in game 2, but I have to go back to him here. I have to rely on AD, just the fantasy points per minute player that he is. I got AD tonight, 54 fantasy over on this one. And then the second one is going to be, I got to do a Nuggets play here. It's going to be Michael Porter Jr., and I like his over 6.5 3-pointers attempted. Now, for Michael Porter Jr. here, let's just take a look at this hit rate. This is Michael Porter Jr.'s game log this season, including the playoffs, when he plays 30-plus minutes on the road. Okay, and obviously in a close game, Michael Porter Jr., he's going to play 30-plus minutes. He's consistently been playing 30-plus minutes throughout the playoffs. This is his hit rate. He's only missed this 3 times this season when he plays 30-plus minutes on the road. 3 times. And honestly, since November, he's only missed this once against Minnesota, where he had 6 3-point attempts. Look at the hit rate for Michael Porter Jr. when he plays 30-plus minutes on the road. Let's even knock this down to 28-plus minutes on the road, right? Just 2 less minutes, obviously a little bit more games here. The hit rate should be pretty high as well. I mean, he's only missed this, like I said, in 5 games now when he plays 28-plus minutes. And 3 of those misses, he's come with 6 3-point attempts. And actually, 3 of those misses are... 3 of those misses came all the way back in November. So Michael Porter Jr., if we take a look at his splits, he actually averages more 3-point attempts on the road than he does at home. 8.1 3-point attempts on the road this season is what he's averaging. That's not per 36. That's in 28.9 minutes. He's averaging 8.1 3-point attempts on the road compared to 6.6 at home. We look at Michael Porter Jr. per 36 minutes now. On the road over his last 8 games, he's averaging 9.5 3-point attempts per 36 minutes for Michael Porter Jr. when he plays on the road over his last 8 games, which has pretty much been all the playoff games. We take a look at Outlier. Again, there is a link at the top of this video to sign up for Outlier. You get a 7-day free trial. He's minus 109 to go over 2.5 3-pointers made, and this is his 3-pointers made game log. Look at all the green when he's gone over 2.5. This is his 3-pointers made game log this season when he on the road, just in general. And then if we bump this up to when he plays 30-plus minutes, we can see a ton of green here for Michael Porter Jr. So I like Michael Porter Jr. Obviously, on the road, he averages 8 3-point attempts per game. You guys can see the hit rate this season when he plays 30-plus minutes, right? We'll go back to this just to show you. When Michael Porter Jr. plays 30-plus minutes on the road this season, extremely high hit rate, has only missed this 3 times, and 2 of those times coming back way back in November. So we take a look at this hit rate just recently. I mean, we're talking about since the new year, 8, 10, 12, 7, 13, 9, 7, 9, 9, 15, 8, 6, 10, and 9. All right, so Michael Porter Jr. in those 2 games against Phoenix on the road had 10 3-point attempts and 9 3-point attempts. I like him in a higher, faster-paced game against the Lakers, who love to play fast. I like Michael Porter Jr. over 6.5 3-point attempts. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these 2 plays. Hopefully we get a good, solid game tonight from the Lakers and Nuggets. Drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.